I'm not tired. State of mind. I wasn't out late last night. Anyway. Round 5. Jeskai Delver. As I've said in the last 4 videos, if you want to find out why I'm playing the deck, the list, deck tech, that kind of thing, look in the short description, League playlist, and find the first video, and I talk all about it. I'm supposed to say something else here. Ah, yes. If you haven't already, please watch my most recent vlog. I talk about the best Magic the Gathering tournament bag that there has ever been, in my opinion. Also, I would really appreciate it if you would check out my new landscape photography YouTube channel. I travel around Switzerland trying to capture amazing images and try and tell a story about the highs and the lows in doing that. Okay, let's play Magic. Not on the play, but we have kind of a weird one, kind of an interesting one, kind of a kind of an interesting one, a weird one, a keeping one, because we got the turn 1 Delver, we got the remand for their thing after. This would just be obviously much cooler if we were on the draw. The one thing that's weird about this hand is, like, you know, it might be better if this was a bolt, but outside of that, I think it's pretty serviceable, as somebody would say. All right. What you got for me, Ellery 351, or what you got for me, Ellery 314159265? All right, so this is going to be either like blue-white control or the mirror. It's either blue-white control or some Jeskai mirror. Of course, it's not going to be Jeskai Delver. I'd be shocked if it was. It's either going to be Jeskai Geist or Jeskai Control or Nahiri Control or blue-white dudes. When I say dudes, I mean like blue-white walkers, blue-white control, something like that. Fetch, shock, Delver. That's how we do. Don't Lightning Helix me. He's like Sulfur Falls Lightning Helix. Ugh. That'd be so sad. I love it if he lets me attack and oh, it's this thing's dead. It's gonna be dead as soon as it flips, probably. Opt. Yeah, I'll reveal opt. Boom, Delver. Please let me get a land in play. I guess now this could get an island and be fine. Don't want to get too many basics though, because we'll probably get pathed at some point. So if he... here's the real question. I think we have to pass. I don't think we can be charting. The reason is we don't know if it's a Geist deck yet, and if we just like... if he just untaps and Geists us, it could be pretty terrible. Would be very terrible. I feel that we must insulate ourselves from the best card ever. I kind of want him to do it though, just so that we can remand something. Oh, on 3, pausing to tap. Come on, you know you have Geist of Saint Traff, man. Just play it, please. Let me remand something, anything. Can I even tap out for the Snapcaster Mage? I think I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to. So 13. Okay, so now you click us, I guess. All right. I mean, that could have happened anyway. We're doing one less with this. I wonder if it's possible that he's just Jeskai Control. kind of want to leave up Remand. So I could Swift Spear and Opt. I think I'm gonna Swift Spear. I'm not sure if I should, like, because if he verdicts, that's kind of annoying. But I'm going to, because now our clock is the same as it was before. It's 3 damage. And then we'll just sit back here on this Remand. I didn't say this, by the way, but I almost mentioned, I was like, well, I don't want to fetch because when I fetch, he could choose to kill Delver then. But I kind of decided that that was okay. Maybe that's wrong, but I didn't want to, like, it's going to happen anyway. And I think here I might not do anything. What I didn't want to do is have him electrolyze us on our turn and then, like, not be able to cast spells because we've remanded on our turn, or have something big come down, like a Geist. Again, it may not be a Geist deck, but one of the ways that you can sort of hurt these Delver decks is by... So we have a lot of lands now, but the way I used to always play against Grixis Delver when I was playing Jeskai Geist is... so this is a Helix. Let's see. I think that's probably worth remanding. Is it worth remanding? I kind of like remanding just because he can't recast it. I mean, it's likely to get... Are we about to get our spell, like, spell snared? Alright. I think that so far so good. Snapcaster Mage. Just to block. Huh. Try to decide if I want to Echoing Truth the Snapcaster Mage, which sounds really weird, but I actually kind of think that I'm just going to let this happen, and then I'm going to chart, and I know I'll be untapped, but yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let him block the Snapcaster Mage. So we trade 1 for 1 here. He's already, like, he electrolyzed one of our threats, so this Echo, if we can chart, that kind of makes up for that a bit. He's not getting any value out of the snap. We put him to 8, and now we can... how much damage do I want to take here? It's not irrelevant. Maybe I don't care about the... we should have a Plains in our deck, right? Yeah, we do. So then I could just get, like, this guy, Plains. And so if he has plans to like now untap and do something like play Gideon or something like that, Geist would still be bad, but we have this Echoing Truth. Oh, I knew about the Helix. I kind of forgot it. I kind of knew about it. Like, okay, so that's exactly what happens. It's amusing. Let's see, it's not the end of the world. I do have a Vapor Snag for the... What I don't have is a... I think I need to opt. I don't have a way to protect this Snapcaster Mage. That's not true, actually. Ooh, scary. Shocking. That's humorous, at least. Alright, well, we're dead. Drew the other one. So our one hope here is to block Geist and Echoing Truth the Angel. And then replay a Geist on our turn. If he has something like a Cryptic Command, obviously this is folly. If he has a Snapcaster Mage, Lightning, Logic Knot, this is also not going to work. Block that guy and attempt to Echoing Truth this. So maybe there's a chance here. Or we just get Bolt Snap Bolted, or he plays another Geist. I don't know, let's see. Alright. And a Snap, okay, okay. Okay. So... don't do anything. That's good. And we're going to Distortion Strike this guy. Which would... we got to find an answer to this Colonnade. Do we have a Lightning Bolt? We don't. Let's see what happens here. There's an answer to a Colonnade. So let's go ahead and do this. I wish it didn't get exiled. Actually, we have a pretty good answer here. So we're going to put him down to 7 potentially. And then we can Snapcaster Mage, Vapor Snag as Colonnade to do lethal damage. I'm fine with that. So basically what I'm saying is, so we get to go Snapcaster Mage, attempt to Vapor Snag the Colonnade this turn, and then if he has an answer for that, we can just pat the Colonnade. before he attacks. Let's do this. Okay, so things we want to bring in. Dispel, yes. I don't know if I like the Deflecting Palms. Pyromancer, yes. Spell Pierce, yes. Shadow of Doubt, sure. Negate, okay. I'm going to keep the Boros Charm. I don't know, like, sometimes our best answer to a Geist is another Geist. I don't know that this would actually end up playing out this way, but I like the idea of giving our Geist indestructible and blocking his Geist. Maybe that's a bit silly. I don't think we necessarily... Okay, cards I'm not sure about. Let's look at this. Usually in these matchups, I trim on some of the burn spells. I don't want Vapor Snags. Like they're good against Colonnade. They're bad against Snapcaster Mage. Distortion Strike, I'm unsure about. Maybe I'd like a little better on the play. So that's 59 cards. Again, this Reveler that I always seem to draw all of. I don't think I want even Mind Sensor so much. Spell Pierces, Ops, a Dispel. Maybe I want to trim a path. Maybe not quite with that many of those. Maybe we want Distortion Strike for our own Geist, actually. I guess we'll give it a shot. Let's try this. Let's try this. We are certainly the, well, mostly we're going to be the beatdown in this matchup. He has better but clunkier cards, but like if we just say like play draw go with him for a long time and let him start electrolyzing things, he's going to pull ahead. So let's play that guy and pass. And then maybe he'll Helix it and we'll play another or something. Feels like what did I say? Alright, well, we can play a Delver, which is probably what we want to do. Unfortunately, we have this Geist that we're never going to seem to draw lands to. We could get Electrolyzed here, we could get Geisted here. All of those things would be awful. Yep. Maybe I shouldn't have kept this hand. Alright, well now we'd certainly have to find lands. Boros Charm, Steam Vents, Opt. Maybe I should have kept the Opt underneath the land. Looking for lands at this point. They're going to electrolyze our face. I'll allow it. Spell Queller. I guess. No. I'm going to remand. I know you can untap and play Geist, but I got to find a land. probably just going to bolt this Queller right away. Oh, lovely. I thought he was going to certainly cast it, and then we get to bolt it and not have to discard. Most useless card, probably this. Interesting. I'm going to pass. I think if he does play a Queller again, I will bolt it, but on his turn. I want to draw a land very badly. So I definitely want him to like Queller this or something, because I want to try and untap and Geist. So I'm gonna get in whatever fight he'll let me get in here. What I think he should do is just let this go. Just like let the bolt happen and move on with his life. But I'm hoping that he Quellers or does something to tap out, because we need to draw a land so that we can play Geist with this spell back up. But yeah, okay. But if he taps out, then we don't have to do that. Alright, I'm going to fetch even though I want to draw land, and the main reason is I don't want to deal myself 3 if I do. I'm going to pass. I'm just not going to play Geist straight into a Cryptic Command, not without some type of help. Hopefully this Opt will find us the land that we need, though. Probably just a bolt so he doesn't have to discard. Okay. That is not the plan. Opt, looking for land. No, I say I'm like, ooh, I'll just take that and throw it at his face, but I really want to dig for that land. Of course, it's got to be that one. Land. No. All right, let's be patient. Pass again. Try this again next turn. I actually would almost not like a land again. All right. It is now our time to try. If this is Cryptic, we are certainly dispelling it. If it's a Spell Queller, we're going to path it. We will dispel this. Might not be good enough, though. But we have a Geist to try again next turn. To try again with, I should say. And if he does have something like a Verdict, we get to play Geist and then have Boros Charm. Yeah. Okay, so this is actually going to kind of work out like I was hoping, sort of. We will get this guy. In that we're trying to get one of these Geists on the battlefield and with some way to protect it. We were able to resolve it with protection. Now we're able to play it with protection with this Boros Charm. So what would be great is if he's like, oh god, he landed another Geist. Okay, I'm going to now play we want red and white up. That'll be red and white. So now he's like, oh, I'm going to play land and Snapcaster Supreme Verdict because the Geist is so terrible. We can let him do that, tap out, give Geist indestructible, and we'll win the game from there. That is the plan. Land Snap Verdict. You know you want to, buddy. Or just another Verdict. You can do that too. Pia and Kieran, blah, blah, blah. Sure. Gonna path this. And I'm gonna attack, and I'm gonna use the board charge to give Geist indestructible and save him from these terrible Thopters. This is, by the way, Nick Hansen, if you're watching, this is kind of what I was talking about. Like, I was talking to Nick about, I was like, why do people run Pia and Kieran Nalaar? What does it fix? And it's not that I don't think there's like, it's great against Affinity, but I'm like, what's going to happen is you're going to play Pia and Kieran Nalaar, and they're just going to bolt or kill Pia and Kieran Nalaar, and you're going to have two Thopters. And yeah, sure, you're getting ahead on the value, but like, two Thopters aren't scary against anybody, but they're not scary to anybody but Affinity. So, like, even here, it's like, I could just bolt one. And then, like, what did you achieve? I mean, yes, you're winning card advantage for a little bit, but if that's your grindy card, I want my grindy cards to be better than that. This also seems like a really good spot to resolve a Bedlam Reveler, by the way. So we're going to do that. Because the Geist is, I mean, the Delver's not doing anything. And we learned our lesson last time about trying to cast trying to do something with two Bedlam Revelers in hand. Oh, I gave it double strike? I guess that works. I meant to give it indestructible, but whatever. So let's just hope if he Supreme Verdicts, that'd be sad. Maybe I should have held it for that reason. Maybe I should be playing around that. Snap Supreme Verdict, yeah, that'd be awful. So we're obviously going to attack with everything. We're going to save this bolt for like a block on the tap our team. Give me a prowess trigger. I'll take it. Oh, there we go. So the plan there was to kill him. But I was also going to go for, I might as well Swift Spear, bolt his face, attack for a bunch. Well, I think that went pretty okay. How do I get back? Hold on one second. All right, yeah, I think that went pretty all right. Man, the deck, I think you Jeskai Delver players are onto something. I don't know that it's the best version of Delver, but here's what I would say. The difference between Jeskai Delver and Grixis Delver has a grindier, better long-term game plan. Jeskai Delver can be more aggressive. You have... It's not that Grixis Delver can't be aggressive, but with Jeskai, you get Lightning Helix, which is really good at when you are racing. Excuse me. Because the life gain really matters. It also makes your burn matchup way better. You give cards like Geist of Saint Traft, which, you know, a lot of people, I've been playing this card for years, as you guys know, and a lot of people just, I think they don't understand. I think they're starting to now because more people are playing the deck. But I think people get frustrated easily. You hear a lot of people say, well, Geist is a, you know, he's good in a vacuum, or you hear people say things like, Geist is he's a bad card, something like that. And it's like, do you want everything? Does he need to also fly before you're like, yeah, he's a great card? I mean, he's still 6 power for 3 mana in a deck that is full of burn spells, whether it's Jeskai Delver or Jeskai Geist. So you have a million ways to protect him. And so anyway, Grixis doesn't get a card like Geist. He gets something else, but all that can be dealt with. Geist is just like undealable, withable. Like you gotta block him. And this deck has 2 Vapor Snags and Path to Exiles. It's going to be difficult. And a Distortion Strike, which that's pretty nifty. I still don't know if it's better than the draw card. Like I said in the last match, the benefit to the draw one is that, like, if you cast it with a Swift Spear, you draw. If they kill your Swift Spear, you're not like all in on it. This one's a little bit more all in because the rebound. You're like, but the other one, you're guaranteed to draw the card. You're not always guaranteed with this to get the second effect, which is like your draw card. So what would I keep? Cards that I was impressed with. I was impressed with Echoing Truth. I had talked about this already, but I would really consider keeping an Echoing Truth. I would want to also test out Boomerang. Oops. I would want to test out Boomerang as well. Just again, kind of like I've already mentioned the tempo plan, but can you imagine, like, how sweet would it be to go Swift Spear, attack, they play a land, turn 2, land, bounce your land, take 2, and now you play your 3rd land if you have 3 lands, and they're like, on your 3rd land, they literally have just 1 land in play again. That's crazy to me. And this is the kind of deck that could take advantage of it. Swift Spear also, I was more impressed with than I expected to be. I'm sure there are matchups when the blocking is really problematic, different creature matchups that we didn't play against, but I think I would start 4 Delver, 4 Swift Spear. I think it's good enough to play 100%. I also was pretty impressed with the Vapor Snags. I think the Vapor Snag Path to Exile split is pretty good. This is a perfect type of deck to take advantage of the Swift Spears. Let's go look over here. If I was going to run this deck again, let me think. I don't know that I want to be so all in on Spell Snare, but maybe 1. I could see at least having 1. The Remands in this deck I think are pretty good. I could almost see going to 4 Remands. I like the 3 Geist, the 1 Bedlam Reveler. I might give this a try. I'm not sure about Grim Lavamancer. I could also see having something like a Young Pyromancer. I could even see, even though I'm not a huge fan of it, and I'm not sure, I talked to Curd Bros about Spell Queller, and I agree with his reasoning, which is, but I still don't know if it's good enough. But the reason being, it's just another. I've said this before about Queller. It's a modal spell. It's a threat / counter spell, and so it gives you just one more piece of sort of interaction while being a threat. But I don't know. I would probably try it again without it. I want to keep I just want to kill the opponent, and I want more aggressive cards than that. Delver, Swift Spear. I would actually be interested probably in, I don't know if this is the right card or if it's Young Pyromancer, but I wouldn't mind like having a couple of more threats. Like 2 Storm Chaser Mage or something like that. Maybe I don't even want this Snare. Maybe I just want Pierces, or maybe even main deck Dispel. But I kind of want to try Storm Chaser Mage. It has some of the upsides of Swift Spear. The other alternative is to have like a 1 main deck Young Pyromancer and then have a Young Pyromancer in the side. That way, where you don't want Young Pyromancer, you can board it out. Where you do want Young Pyromancer, you can double up on it. And it's still pretty good on its own. The other thing is, I think I want 19 lands. I'm not 100% on that. But oh, I only have 2 Spire Bluffs. I'd probably make another Spire Bluff Canal. I'm not going to decide on the lands yet. I want to do some some math and kind of figure out. I want to do some hypergeometric distribution stuff. I realized that I could pause the video, do the hypergeometric stuff, and just show you. So here's what we have. Population size 60 card deck. Number of successes, the things we want to find in the deck, 19. Or let's say I had it at 18. That's what we have now. Sample size 8. Meaning, let's assume we keep a 7 hand opener and then we draw 1 card. What is the likelihood that we're going to have 2 lands on turn 2 with a 7 card hand? With 18 lands, it's 75%. That means a quarter of your games you're going to kind of get greater than or equal to 2. That means like a quarter of your games you're going to be on like this 1 land hand. I think the deck wants 2. I think the deck wants 2 lands. You want to you want to get to 3. But you don't need to absolutely be on 3. But I feel like you absolutely need to be on 2 because you need to do something like Young Pyromancer on 1. I'm sorry, Monastery Swiftspear or Delver, attack. The next turn you probably want to play a cantrip and hold up Spell Pierce or something like that. And I think that 18 lands is just too little because if you go up to 19, now our probability is basically 80%. So 80% of our games will have our 2 lands on turn 2, and that sounds like what we want. Now, of course, we're going to cantrip, but I think 19 is fine. I want to. Well, let me think here. What if we assume that this is going to? What is our likelihood to draw a cantrip? So if we have, well, right now we only have 5 cantrips. What's your probability to draw 1? Okay, so yeah, we're only 50% at least now. What if we have 6 cantrips in the deck? We're 60% likely to draw 1 of those cards by turn 2. So I think 19 lands is right. I think you just want to go for trying to naturally hit your lands on 2. And part of my reasoning is also I want to naturally hit my lands on 2. And then I want to slightly up the probability that I do get to 3 lands in a reasonable fashion through cantripping or what have you, because I do want to play Geist of Saint Draft. So based on that, I would run 19 lands, and I would make it another. That's the wrong window. I will pick up another, not a foil one, but I will pick up another Spiral Bluff Canal. I would probably give this a shot. I'd go the 2 Spell Pierce, Spell Snare, 2 Vapor Snags. I'm not even sure that I want the other opt. That I want opt. Maybe I do. Because part of me is just like, you know, I'm going to try with... I would actually maybe try without it. I like having 4 remands. I don't know, opt is actually not... It's not bad in this deck. I didn't hate opt. You know, if you have a Swiftspear, it is good to opt because then you can sort of control a little bit more what you're going to draw if you're trying to max out Swiftspear. But I think I want 4 Serum Visions first. So I'm going to try 4 Serum Visions, 1 opt. We'll see how that goes. I like the 3 path, 2 snag split. I want 2 Pierce in the main. What I can't decide is if this should be a... You know, honestly... I'm almost wondering if this Spell Pierce, if it should just be 3 Pierces. That way we kind of want to maximize we want to maximize the likelihood that we can Delver or Monastery Swiftspear turn 1, turn 2 untap with Spell Pierce and a cantrip or a bolt or something like that. Maybe that's just better than the Snare. I could do a main deck Dispel as well, but I'm going to try the Spell Snare. Let's see how that works out. Wait, no. I'm gonna actually just try the. I don't want to draw too many Spell Pierces. We'll give this a shot. We'll give this a shot. Okay, so the bolts, the monasteries, we talked about that. The remands I like. I'd like to run 4. The Echoing Truth is good. I don't know if this should be a boomerang. Maybe I'll try it. I think I will try one next. Because I want to see if the land bouncing thing it really comes up. The 3 Helix is good. The Boros Charm is... Because we're in the business of also protecting our threats, I can make a case for it. 3 Geist, 1 Bedlam Reveler. That's next time I play this deck, I think I might give this a shot and see how it works out. As far as the sideboard, I don't know what I want to change. I don't really like the Save and Mind Sensor all that much. Against Valakut, I just want to kill them. I could see this again if it's like decks like Valakut. Personally, rather than have an Aven Mind Sensor, I think I just want another Shadow of Doubt. I'd probably go with this. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the league. I think it went pretty well. 4-1 is totally respectable in my book, but I'm pretty lax on that. 3-2 is even respectable in my book. Like I said, I enjoyed the deck. I want to say thank you to the Jeskai Delver community who responded to me on MTG Salvation, and then a special thank you to Curd Bros. He's actually been looking at my matches and giving me advice in between rounds, like validating what I did or things like that. So, Curd Bros, thanks again for being a part of this. That will not be the last time that I play Jeskai Delver. Like I said, really enjoyed it. 1 second, let me see who's calling. Okay, I had to answer that. I don't remember what I was saying. But, if you've watched this long, I have a special treat for you. Because most people, I'm sure, are like, okay, saw the match, cool, watched a little bit, and they're like, I'm done. I got some crazy spice for next week, and nobody else is going to find out about it until next week, except for those of you who are still watching. This is totally, I can't, I'm just going to pull it up. Oh, green cards? What's happening to me? Oh. All right, so I saw on a Star City Games article Todd Stevens wrote about Eternal Command. Now, it's a deck that in theory sounds just really fun to me. But I think I'm probably not going to like it. And, well, I think I'll like it, but I think I won't. And the reason is I'm a Jeskai player. I want a little control. I want to be just control enough, but I kind of want to kill you. Because I don't want to just grind it out every time forever. That's why I don't really play typical Jeskai control. However, the soft lock of Eternal Witness and Cryptic Command has always just seemed awesome to me ever since I first saw it when I watched the, I think it's Shoto Yasuoka match versus another really famous Japanese player that I can't think of his name all of a sudden. He was playing, Shoto Yasuoka was playing Eternal Command in the rug colors. And the other guy was playing Jund. And basically what this deck does is you can play Cryptic Command, counter draw or whatever, but then later you can Eternal Witness with Vial to actually return Cryptic Command to your hand. Cast it, and you have the mana up because you played Eternal Witness with Vial, and say counter your target spell, return target permanent to hand. So you return the Eternal Witness back to your hand. And then again, you can activate Vial and do the same thing. So you can basically Cryptic Command. You can counterspell every single turn. And it just has a bunch of sweet stuff like your Snapcaster Mage on 2. You get a Vial on 2 and on 3. And it's pretty sweet. The reason I didn't ever really... Like, I did have the deck at one point in time, and I dabbled around with it. But the rug version only had... bolts. It wasn't the best at removing permanents that resolved, basically. You could bounce it with Cryptic Command. So then I also thought about white, but that gets a little awkward because white has the good removal, but you could do like Bant, rather. You could do like a Bant version of the deck, but I didn't like that because then like how do you... It's again still the same problem. You can't remove permanents so well, and at the time, Jund was also really big, so like Oblivion Ring and Detention Sphere were kind of like meh. They're just going to get abrupt decayed by Jund and not be very good. And I thought about black too, but black just didn't have the greatest removal. You had Dismember, which caused you a lot of damage. You had 2 mana removal spells, but you didn't have that like really efficient removal spell with Snapcaster Mage until Fatal Push. Now, I didn't this is not my list. Like I said, this is from Todd Stevens. I have not thought about this deck. But the moment that I saw him post a Sultai-colored deck, it totally hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, like now black has the removal spell. Because the attractive thing about playing black and Eternal Command was, black and Eternal Command was you had like Maelstrom Pulse and Abrupt Decay, which were good because now you had all of this removal spells for non-creature things. For big creatures, you could kill big creatures because you had removal that was better than Bolt. You could remove problematic permanents better than white because you actually destroyed them as opposed to just temporarily got rid of them under enchantment. And now you have a really hyper-efficient removal spell. Now, I don't know that this is the final list I will settle on. One of the things I liked about Shouta's list is he ran the blue card draw spell. What's it called? Thirst for Knowledge. And I really like Thirst in this deck because you can basically discard your excess vials. And he had a lot more counterspells. He had kind of like counterspells all the way up the chain. But now that we're running black, we get to run Disruption. And so Disruption actually works really cool with Cryptic Command because you can slow down the game so that then you get your Cryptic Commands online. Also, one of the nice things about, or that black has trouble with, is if you think about like a Scapeshift deck, you can't Thoughtseize the top of their deck. But in this type of deck, you can slow down, you can discard the important stuff and slow them down, and then you can Cryptic Command the top of their deck, so to speak. So I like the idea of playing early Disruption in late game counter spells. I don't know about this one of Search for Escanta. Anyway, I think I'm going to play this deck I'm either going to play this deck next week or the week after. I want some time to get some reps in with it. I don't want to come completely cold and like be too fumbly with the deck. So if I don't have time to play this over the weekend, then next week I'll probably just play. I might just play Jeskai Geist because I like it. Or maybe I'll play Delver again. One of the two things. I don't know that I'm quite yet ready to embarrass myself by playing Mono Blue Tron. And yeah. So I still need to do a poll about what colors people want me to play, but I think I'm gonna hold off on that till next week. Okay, well that's enough like idle rambling from me. Everybody, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for letting me know that you like my content. And if that's something that you don't do, I'm sure it's just because you're like, oh, I like his videos, but you just don't think about liking. I do that all the time. Or you just don't really think that much about subscribing. But here's a reminder, if you like what I make, please like and subscribe. Check out my other videos. I'm going to put links in the upper right-hand corners of the screen. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I have not recorded a vlog for this Sunday. I have some ideas. I don't know if I'll have time. I'm going to change my banner on my YouTube page to that, maybe make the blog like bi-weekly just so I'm not trying to do too much. Anyway, I will see you guys soon. Bye.